welcome to the RPS project. Today I'm looking at my HP Pavilion again and a bit of Linux. Now when I previously looked at it, there was something on there called Timeshift. Didn't really understand what it was doing, so I've had a look into that to try and understand it and see what I should be doing with Timeshift, which is basically a snapshot of my system. Not so much a backup, but a sort of recovery tool by the looks of it. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the basics of the program, what it does, and just give a quick overview as I understand it, and then I'm going to actually do a snapshot with Timeshift. Then I'm going to do some updates. But there's probably a load of updates because I haven't done it for a little while, and then I'm going to do a restore with the Timeshift and then see what I've got afterwards, because supposedly all those updates won't have updated because I would have put it back, if you know what I mean. I would have gone backwards, you know. Yeah, that's what I understand of it. So yeah, let's get on with it and see if I can make that work. Okay, so here I've got my computer on, turned on. See this Linux Mint screen there. Nice bit of a detail there, isn't it? Anyway, let's get and look up Timeshift. Now, I believe it is under accessories, and I've still got an issue with this sort of screen. Sorry, I missed this sort of lettering being wrong, so I don't know what's going on there. Timeshift. Or I can look it up by typing it in the search window, but anyway, I can see that it's in here. And there we have Timeshift. So I think, as you can see, I've managed to do something on there, because before I hadn't got a clue what I was doing. So let's start with some settings. Now in here there are two things, rsync and btrfs. Now, not really sure what this is. It's a different file format for saving it, so I'm going to stick with rsync, and I'd say create snapshots using rsync tool and hard links. So that seems to be fine with me. That's the main one to go with, rsync location. Now when I first turned it on, what happened is it tried to put it on there. And of course there isn't enough disk space there, so I've put it actually on the main drive. This is extension 4, and also there's plenty of gigabytes left in there, so I should easily be able to store the snapshot. Schedule. Now you can have it as much as you want, and you can keep as many snapshots as you want. You know, if you've got it turned on and the schedule's on, then it'll do a snapshot. So you can do it monthly, weekly. I mean, if you're on the computer every day, I suppose you'd want it daily. And if you're doing a lot of important work a lot of the time, then hourly, you know. For me, I've just put it weekly, and to keep 2 of them, and monthly. So, you know, I mean, I'm not doing anything spectacular on this. So schedule, perfectly fine. Then users. Now in here this seems to be saying that I can include other directories, including all files or hidden files, or I can exclude them for my files. But then this, as I've read about, isn't a backup utility. It's a snapshot of your operating system at a point where it's working perfectly fine, hopefully. And if anything sort of goes wrong, then you can restore your systems, but your files themselves, you'd do a different backup to save them. Now there are some filters. Don't know what these filters are to include or exclude different things. So at the moment, I suppose as I learn more about Linux Mint and what I can do, I would have an understanding what to do there. At the moment it's just another page that I don't really go to. And then miscellaneous, so now this is just giving me some format types. So there we go. That's pretty much it for the settings, and I've got set how I want. So yeah, I suppose basically it's just a case of do do a snapshot. So here we go. And there you go, it's done. It's done a snapshot. That one, just there. Seemed to work just fine. So let's close this. And what I'm going to do actually is do some updates. Let's just do a refresh. And then I'll do some updates. And then we'll do a restore just to show, or just to show myself, just so I can properly understand and believe that it does do what I expect it to be doing. So let's get install all of these. Some additional changes. Password. And hopefully this will just do a whole bunch of updates. Might take a bit of time, so see how we go. Okay, so updates are done. Marvellous. Want to do a reboot, so I suppose I'll get and do that, and then see about doing a restore, I suppose. Let's get on with that. Okay, so done a restart, and if I go back to update, quickly refresh, supposedly there shouldn't be any left to do. No, there you go, nothing to do. So if I close that and then go back to Timeshift, now what I'll do is I'll do a restore. So I presume what I've got to do is click on whatever was the last one, which is this one, and then hit restore, and it just asks me a few questions. Select devices and files to restore. Yeah, well, everything, I suppose. Next, and off it goes, I suppose, and we'll go through a whole load of stuff. Dry run. Yeah, dry run. I suppose it's just getting the files and everything ready so it knows what it wants to do, and then it'll do the actual restore. I'm not quite sure how long this will take. Ooh, and now we've got a screen. Confirm actions. Okay, yeah. Warning and disclaimer. Yeah, so it likes to tell you that it is going to be doing something quite serious to your system, so you better be ready that it's going to do it. Please save your work and close all applications. Yeah, this software comes without absolute no warranty, and the author takes no responsibility for any damage arising from the use of this program. So be warned, when you do this, if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But hopefully. And it would appear that it's done its thing and now is restarted on its own. And there we go. It seems to have now done that process, gone and done a restart, and here we are. So I suppose, just to prove a point, if I go to here, updates, like that, I got a load of updates. And they weren't there before because I'd done the updates. So yeah, it has actually done what I wanted to. It's done a restore. I created a restore point, a snapshot with Timeshift, and then I've done some updates, and then I've done a restore, and you can see those updates were back there again. So brilliant, did what I wanted to. Seem to have got the hang of that. So there you go. A very useful tool, quite a powerful tool, Timeshift. It sort of does what I want it to. You know, creates that snapshot, and then you can restore from that snapshot if anything goes wrong. It's simple enough to set up and use, even as a beginner. You know, it was something I could get into, just a little bit of reading and a bit of knowledge on what it does, and I was able to get it running. I suppose if I'm a bit more versed in Linux, I would be able to make better use of some of the other functionality that's probably in there. But as a starter, yeah, it did what I wanted it to. So yeah, brilliant, like that. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Subscribe, and all comments are welcome. See you next time.